Going on, everybody? Welcome back to AC Auto Carts. In this video, we're going to go ahead and go through the features and all of the stuff that came in the box with this Ehaho MT4300 speaker. It's 34 inches long. And we'll check it out. We'll compare it to this Kemimoto one that's over here in this cart that we just finished installing. And then, of course, I have my EcoXGear one that's been over in Burgundy for about 2 years now. So we'll take a peek at that. By the way, these are from Ehaho too. Anyway, let's take a look. So what's included in this kit? Here's the box that it came in. Everything is just unwrapped and laying right here. The bar comes inside of these foam pieces, which is pretty standard stuff. I've got 3 hookups that go on the top or bottom. I'll show you that on the soundbar itself. It comes with the rubber insulators that you put in there, and obviously cinch this together on the bar that you're going to be using. It would go to a square tube, or a lot of the ATV applications are obviously round bar, roll cage style. So yeah, 3 of those. Then as we move down the line a little bit here, you've got Allen keyed hardware. You've got 2 remotes. It did come with its own Allen key washer, zip ties. And then over here on the other side, we've got our manual. We've got some extra wiring. This is actually the cigarette lighter style adapter. You can go straight to the battery with this, and we'll talk about that in a minute. The last one I had that came with this, I kind of cut it out and just went directly to a fuse panel. This is a bag that you can cover the speaker in water, came with that. And then this is just some extra positive and negative, and these are some connectors that they send along with it. Obviously, full manual going over all the instructions and tips and tricks and so forth. But we'll talk about a lot of what I've seen right inside of this manual. So I just so happen to have this connected to 12 volts now, and this is the connector that is directly right into the speaker. There is a fuse inside of here. Just unscrew this, and that fuse will pop out. So there is a fuse inside of here. A lot of times what I have done is cut this off, separated it, and gone directly to a fuse panel, which is probably what I will do when I permanently install this speaker. But we'll plug it in there for now. Disregard that, I unplugged it. Okay, so this speaker, and it was the same with that other smaller one that we featured on the channel, the MT400, has a bar on the top that does one of these. There's no holes drilled here. So I can do a mount, top mount, or on the bottom. So it will slide in here. So if you wanted to have it, on the top of a bar or below, you can do either or. And what secures this in place is when you start coming down with these Allen keys, it digs itself into the channel a little bit, and that's how it stays stabilized. So it'll just kind of dig itself into the body of the speaker. There's no holes in there specifically. So slide this back in. So again, 3 pieces. They want you to, the instructions say to indicate to spread them out. I mean, that would be best. So if you had a straight bar going all the way across, you could, but obviously you can connect them if you had a smaller ring or whatever. But these are the mounting holes, and it comes with 3 mounts. Again, you'd put your little guy there. We're not going to be permanently installing this today in today's video. With this particular model being so long, what does it look like between some uprights? All right. So it would fit if I wanted to go all the way up, but I wouldn't be able to come any lower than this on this model. But this one here, the way that this one is done, will it fit here? I mean, it would be the whole deal. Look at that. So take your measurements. It'd really be difficult to operate the switches. It does have those 2 remotes, but it would be difficult to operate those switches. So I just popped it back in, or dropped it back on here and popped it back on. So these, when it's in Bluetooth mode, these will cycle songs. So if you're using your phone and it's a app that you can cycle your songs, it would do that through here as well. Volume, obviously, plus minus, pause and stop. And then your modes is going to cycle it through either whether it's in aux or whether it's in Bluetooth or whether it's in, what's the other mode that it has? USB import. So that's pretty much how that would work for you. Not very difficult there, but I think most folks are going to, you know, whatever you're playing the music off of, you're going to probably control it via that. The other thing about it is this is basically your lighting operation. So if you're looking for more of a speaker with a lot of lights, maybe that Kemimoto one is for you. This one, it has multi-colors that we're cycling through here. There are some different modes, but essentially it's going to be the one light bar going across and just lighting up this. There are no other lights. There's no lights underneath it or on the back or on the top. This is all you got. So over here, we've got our USB in. So you could probably pull power off of that if you like. We got RCA out and aux in here. And then this is going to be going down to that power. That's all that's really on that side. I do like, I mentioned it in the last video, that the one thing about that Kemimoto speaker, I don't love that that plug is here and sticking out. I do like that this would be here and you'd be able to go right to a bar with this and run them wherever you need to go. So by now you're probably like, yeah. How does it sound? I don't know. Let's check it out. Even though the sound doesn't really come across that well in these videos. Power on. Bluetooth. So I got to try to find some royalty-free music, because if YouTube flags this thing, I'm not including this segment. Sorry, everybody. Finally found some royalty music, or royalty-free music, I should say. Not a lot of lighting going on here. Mode. There we go. I feel like this is the best one, for sure. It's not the loudest, but I feel like that's the best one. All right, so it's been a few days. The other cart got delivered. I did more recently discover that the remote has an equalizer button, and that is when we went through the different modes of sound. The sound clearly changes as you go through those equalizer modes. It does reset every time because I am shutting the power off to the speaker, so it doesn't have any memory in it. So it is resetting that back to that original one every time, where it does sound a little bit drony. But when you set it to that pop setting, it is in more of an equal space with the others, which I'll include a clip of that now that I was cycling through those things. So it does sound very similar. That being said, again, the light show on this one is a little bit less than that Kemimoto speaker. They shut off after the sound has been shut off after a little while, so there really isn't just keeping the lights on. I haven't discovered a way to do that. So once it hasn't been running sound for a little while, the lights do shut down. The EcoXGear one stays on if you have it on just the light setting, as did that Kemimoto one. They just sit there dancing around. So those are some differences between the speakers. The sound though, when this thing is on that pop setting, I think was my favorite personally and sounded pretty good. So overall, no distortion as high as I tried to crank it. So overall, very pleased with it. Just a little bit different than the others. I hope this overview helped you out, and we'll catch you on the next one.